about rhythm. You can't stop the beat. Index. Number 1, beat. 2, tempo. 3, accent measure and rhythm. 4, meter and meter notation, time signature. 5, other duration marks, dots and ties. Number 1, beat. Pulso latido. Have you ever heard your heartbeat? If you pay attention when you are alone, you can hear a continuous ticking, each one beginning a beat or a pulse. When you listen to a song, you can also feel the same thing, can't you? Beat definition. The regular pulse of music. It can be dictated by the conductor, by a metronome, or by the accents in music. The beat must be constant and regular. 2. Tempo. The tempo of a piece of music is the speed of the composition and is measured according to beats per minute. There are 2 ways of specifying a tempo. Metronome markings are absolute and specific. They are given in beats per minute. Or B, tempo markings, they are verbal descriptions which are more relative and subjective. Important. Metronome. A mechanical or electronic device that keeps a regular beat and may be adjusted to any desired speed, tempo, used by musicians for practicing difficult rhythmic passages. The metronome was invented and patented by the German inventor John Maelzel in 1816. Both types of markings usually appear above the staff at the beginning of the piece. 4 for time. Quarter note gets 1 beat. 88 beats or 88 quarter notes per minute. Cut time, 2 and 2. Half note gets 1 beat. 120 beats or 120 half notes per minute. 6/8 time. Probably dotted quarter gets 1 beat. 80 dotted quarters per minute. This would be the same speed as 240. 6/8 time. 148 notes per minute. Could be conducted in a fast 6/8 notes get 1 beat, or in a slow 2 dotted quarter gets 1 beat, about 50. 2.2. Tempo marking terms. A tempo marking is a word or phrase that expresses the composer's idea of how fast the music should be felt. How fast a piece of music is felt depends on several different things, including the texture and complexity of the music. Tempo instructions are traditionally given in Italian. Some common tempo markings are grave, very slow and solemn. Largo, slow. Larghetto, not quite as slow as largo. Adagio, slow. Lento, slow. Andante, literally walking, a medium, slow tempo. Moderato, moderate or medium. Allegretto, not as fast as allegro. Allegro, fast. Vivo or vivace, lively. Presto, very fast. Pretissimo, very fast. Usually, tempo indications may be accompanied by other Italian words. Un poco, a little. Molto, a lot. Più, more. Meno, less. Mosso, literally moved, motion or movement. 2.2. Gradual tempo changes. Gradual changes in the basic tempo are also common in music, and these have their own set of terms. Accelerando, abbreviated accel, accelerating or getting faster. Ritardando, abbreviated rit, slowing down. Retenuto, abbreviated reten, slower. Rallentando, abbreviated rao, gradually slower. Rubato, Don't be too strict with the rhythm. While keeping the basic tempo, allow the music to gently speed up and relax in ways that emphasize the phrasing. Poco a poco, little by little or gradually. Tempo 1. Tempo 1 or tempo primo, back to the original tempo. This instruction usually appears above the staff. 3. Accent, measure, and rhythm. Definition of measure. It is the smallest metrical division of a composition, containing a fixed number of beats marked off by vertical lines, bar lines, on the staff. Measure organizes the beats or pulsations in groups of 2, 3, or 4. A measure or bar is such a pattern of a group of beats which begin with a stressed beat. The stressed beat is the natural accent of the measure and always falls on the first beat. Important. Bar lines. The common term meaning bar, or the lines drawn perpendicularly across the staff to divide it into measures. Other variants of the bar line are the double bar line, indicate the end of one section and the beginning of another, and the final bar line, the last bar line in a composition. Here we can see that here. B. Definition of accent. The principle of regularly recurring stresses which serve to give rhythm to the music. Other definition of accent is the mark in written music indicating an accent. There are 5 basic accents: staccato, staccatismo, normal, strong, and legato accents, with several combinations possible. Remember this mark, these marks. Staccato, staccatismo, strong accent, normal accent, legato accent. And these are the light accents, strong accents, and medium accents. C. Definitions of rhythm. The subdivisions of a space of time into a defined repeated pattern. It may be defined as a division of music into regular metric portions. Meter and meter notation. Time signature. A. Definition of meter. Meter is a recurring pattern of stress or accents that provide a pulse or beat of music. Meter is notated at the beginning of a composition with a time signature. B. Definition of time signature. A symbol placed at the left side of the staff, notated always with 2 numbers, one on top of the other, much like a fraction in math. B1. The top number denotes the number of beats or the number of pulses in each measure. How many beats are in each measure? B2. The bottom number denotes the note value that receives the beat. The note value that can receive beats include whole note 1, half note 2, quarter note 4, eighth note 8. What type of notes get a beat? Time signature. You can see time signature here. This number tells us how many beats are in each measure. In this case, there are 4 beats per measure. This number tells us what note value constitutes 1 beat. In this case, a quarter note gets 1 beat. Reading the time signature. Key signature. Time signature. Clef. Top numbers equals how many beats are in one measure. Bottom number equals what type of note gets 1 beat. 2/4 meter or 2/4 time. Notation 2/4. Meaning there are 2 beats per measure, top number, and the quarter note, bottom number, gets 1 beat. Rhythmic notation. 2 quarter notes per measure. 3/4 meter or 3/4 time. There are 3 beats per measure, and the quarter note, bottom number, gets 1 beat. 3 quarter notes per measure. 4/4 meter or 4/4 time. There are 4 beats per measure, and the quarter note, bottom number, gets 1 beat. 4 quarter per measure. 5/4 meter or 5/4 time. 5/4. There are 5 beats per measure, top number, and the quarter note, bottom number, gets 1 beat. 5 quarter notes per measure. 6/8 or 6/8 time. There are 6 beats per measure, and eighth note gets 1 beat. 6/8 notes per measure. Example, 4/4 time, 4 beats in a measure. 4/4 equals 2 halves, equals 1 whole, equals 2 quarters and 4/8, and so on. A quarter note gets 1 beat. Remember, 3/8 equals 6/16 equals 1/4 plus 1/8 equals dotted quarter equals 2/8 plus 2/16. 1 whole note equals 2 half notes, 4 quarter notes, 8 eighth notes, and so on. C. Kind of time signature. Meter can be categorized as simple, compound. Simple meter. Simple meter or simple time can be defined as a meter where each beat in a measure can be subdivided by 2. Compound meter. Compound meter can be defined as a meter where each beat in a measure can be subdivided by 3. Important about the time signatures. 2x2 is called cut time. The symbol can be used in place of 2/2. 4x4 is called common time. The C symbol can be used in place of 4x4. 5. Other duration marks. The dot. You can see the dot right here. It is a mark that represents a duration directive in musical notation. When placed to the right of the note head, the dot indicates that a note should have half again its original duration. For example, if a dot is placed to the right of a half note, the note would then have the duration of a half note plus a quarter note. 5.2. The tie. The curved line drawn over or under the heads of 2 notes of the same pitch, same name and pitch, indicating that there should be no break between them, but they should be played as a single note. And that is it for today. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you have a wonderful day and keep on practicing and having fun with English. Thank you.